Hello, everyone. This is another episode of On the Rocks. This is episode 11. I totally missed the milestone last time, but anyway. My guest today is Jared. He's Malta's 800-meter sprinter, national record holder, GSSC champ. Represented Malta at the European Championships a few weeks ago in Rome. And we're going to talk about his journey through sport, what it's like being an Aussie, being an Aussie-born Maltese. But we consider him Maltese here. He's our guy. Okay, Jared.
No.
So I think let's start with that, with Rome. I know a little bit of information about what was going on in Rome, but I just want to know your first experience representing Malta at the European stage. What was that like?
Yeah, it was actually pretty daunting for me, like having all the pressure.
Yeah.
Especially like competing at the pinnacle of European sport. I mean, you have all eyes on you, and yeah, I was pretty nervous because I wanted to perform at my best, and like I know that a few years, like last year, had that injury, and I was just coming back, so I really only had about 3 months of proper training.
Well, leading up to that.
Leading up to it.
Well.
And the 2 weeks actually leading to the European Games were like shocking runs. So my confidence was pretty low at that time. And but I knew that like with the pressure, I'm usually bound to like perform pretty well when I have more pressure.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds,
yeah.
no? Yeah, I saw a few of your results in like previous competitions, but you were still under the 150s.
Yeah,
so
it was still under 150. Like it was just 149s, but like, you know, when you're competing at that level, it's like to get into progress through the rounds, it's like you have to be running like 146s.
Yes, I know. You'd have to be running your PB every time.
Exactly.
Not
so
easy,
you have to be at your complete best.
Yeah.
But
what did you run at Rome? 148.
147.
147.
Yeah.
Still had a good time.
Yeah. So
still had a really good time.
Considering, yeah, it was still pretty good, and I went with Janet Richard.
Yep.
Who does the 800 as well.
Yep.
And it was good to have like, you know, someone else compete in the European Games as well.
Yeah. You think being alone at the competition like kind of makes a difference when you're alone with the coach?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's why I think I thrived at the CSSC champs.
Okay.
Because like all the team were there and they were watching, and it was like, you know, that
camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that support. Like I just thrive on it, and it happened at GSSC. And
yes.
At CSSC, it was kind of like that similar thing where like I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be bold, and I'll get to that 100, and I'll know that crowd and team will get me through the line, and that's exactly what happened.
You're reminding me of GSSC. Unbelievable. Well, I was next to Andy, the president at the time.
Yeah.
And we're like standing there looking at the crowd, and we're going, holy shit, it's packed. There's like 2,000 people, 3,000 people here, shouting, screaming. It was the most surreal feeling I've ever felt, and I wasn't even competing. I was just doing super top interviews. May I float my own boat? But like,
that was great.
Yeah, I loved our interview. I really enjoyed interviewing you after the 800. That was a good.
I was so emotional.
Good moment. Yeah, I know. Amazing. But yeah, let's go into GSSC a bit. So you had the 800 and
1500 as well.
1500 exactly. You won the 8 and you won the.
And I got bronze in the 1500.
1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
What time did you run the 800?
800 I ran 150.
150.
Yeah, and then the 1500 344.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 800 looked like it was a bit more of a tactical race.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we went through, it would have been like 56,
Mm-hmm.
the front, but I was like at the back and I went probably through 57.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still close behind.
Yeah.
Still close.
Yeah, not too far, but
Mm-hmm.
just enough to be in the race.
Exactly, exactly. And then what the whole track side of the world knows about the 4x4
Yeah.
and the injury. I remember being there and I remember seeing what happened, and we all just thought you fell and got up. No one really noticed
Yeah.
anything else happening, and then as we're seeing you hobble, we're like, Jared, stop running.
Yeah, well, I thought like, so when I got tripped
Yeah.
and then essentially like looking at the footage, I like tripped and then what happened was my foot got planted and then it got stepped on and
Oh,
crushed
I see.
my foot.
Okay.
And that's like what did the break and
The
all.
damage. Okay.
But I thought I just like twisted my
Twisting,
ankle
yeah.
and just got it lightly stepped on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm still in the race. The adrenaline was kicking. I just like sprinted and I was like, oh wait, what's going on? I got to the back straight
Yeah.
and my foot was just like flapping. Like it just was, I had no sensation and I was like, okay, this is not a sprain. This is probably something worse.
Oh my god.
Maybe I like tore something. I don't know. And then the last 100, it was seriously so bad. And then when I finished, I like just dropped.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone came.
Yep.
I took my shoe off. And I knew I broke my foot.
Okay.
And I knew like it was done because I took my shoe off and I couldn't move my toes.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Sorry, I didn't want to swear on
No,
the
you
podcast.
can swear,
but
don't worry about it.
that's like what was going through my head. I was like, what the fuck's happened to my foot? Like, I can't move my toes.
Wow.
And that was like stressing me out so much. And I was just like, from then I was just like a mess. Like, I was like, what's going on? Like, I've broken my foot and I've done probably more damage to it running on it as well. And I'm just thinking like worst case scenario, like, will I be able to run again?
Yeah.
Like,
That's where your mind goes first.
exactly.
I know.
But actually one of the even harder things for me was like in the lead up to that 4x4, I was so confident that we were going to win
Yeah.
the gold.
Yep.
I was so confident and
Yeah.
like I felt bad that I let the team down.
No, I can't think like that, dude.
That's what I felt like as soon as it finished and all. I was like, man, I let the team down. And I knew that we would have got gold. And like before the race, I was like to Graham, I was like, we've got this. We're getting that gold.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, oh my gosh, what the heck?
You're fucking killing yourself, man. Come on. So the break. What was the break exactly? You had just toe break, or you
So-
actually broke the?
It's called a Liz Frank injury. So it's essentially 3 broken bones in the top of the foot.
Top of the foot. Okay, so the foot.
With the ligament being fully attached. So the ligament tore off the bone as well,
Oh my god.
which pretty much is worse than the break.
Yeah.
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 But yeah,
Because break can
heal.
heal
Yeah.
quicker
Yeah.
than, which is strange. Break can heal quicker than ligament, or at least it can. I don't know, but you have to have plates done, no?
So yeah, I guess I'll get into like what happened. So I had to get surgery.
Yeah.
And I went to Italy to get it done
Yeah.
by one of the best surgeons in Italy
Yeah.
that looks at all the foot and like these specific injuries for soccer players and stuff like that
Okay.
that get these injuries all the time. And he gave me the hope that I will be running again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I had other news
Yeah.
from other surgeons saying that I wouldn't be running.
Okay.
So I didn't want to take the chance of that I wouldn't be running,
Yeah.
and went with this surgeon.
Naturally, any athlete that sees both options and goes, you're not gonna run, you'll probably run.
Exactly.
You don't go with the 100% chance you're not gonna run.
Exactly.
You go with the 50% chance that you are.
100%. So I was really confident in the decision, and like going into the surgery, I was still pretty scared.
Yeah.
But like he gave me the confidence. I'll be running again. Like we'll be supporting you like the whole journey.
Mhm.
And I got 4 pins
Mhm.
structured into my foot, so that pretty much held my foot in place.
Yeah. Okay.
And put that ligament in place with the bone,
Okay.
and it just healed in the right spot.
Mhm.
But now it's actually really funny. My right foot that was injured has like a proper arch and is like a perfect foot.
Oh. Okay.
And my left foot, it's like flat.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's that difference.
Yeah. So,
No
because
way.
I've always had flat feet,
Uh-huh.
and they've like done surgery and made it so good that it's like got like a perfect arch, like, and all.
Have you seen difference in like explosiveness on that foot?
Yeah. Well, it's so weird now because like my right foot has more power
Yeah.
than my left foot. So my injured foot
Yeah.
has more power than my
Yeah.
left. But it's the flexibility,
That's less flexible.
less flexible.
That
But
means it's more explosive.
Yeah, but more explosive. Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So it's actually like really cool. But I haven't done too much like hard, intense training on it because my physio back at home said that I have to be wary because bone stress on the foot can reoccur quite easily.
Okay.
So the way that we planned
So
to
you-
like get back into running and all that has been such a slow progression.
I see.
And really like whilst I've been racing, I was kind of training and racing, but getting into race fitness through racing. Yeah.
Okay, I get you. You weren't really fully prepared for a race.
Yeah,
You're just using it as sort of like a test.
exactly.
Like test
yeah.
sessions.
Yeah.
I see.
And but I mean, we've got as far as we did, and a second away from my personal best is like nuts to even think.
With a freak injury like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big deal. No, I had a injury now as well. I had a MCL.
I was gonna
tear.
ask.
Yeah, I have a MCL tear.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just have a grade 2.
Yeah.
I was being stupid, bro.
What'd you do?
I was playing football. We're not built to play football.
Yeah.
No.
Side to side movements? Nah.
No. I started playing handball, so
Yeah, right.
so I'm kind of screwed as well.
Yeah.
But bro, this was really unlucky as well.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be able to get into the first team in the next season, and this happened, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm so done. I'm done for a year for sure. Because if it's a full tear,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm gonna be paying like $6,000 for a surgery. And then David Attard, the sports doctor.
Yeah.
He works with Alan Zamit at Pro Clinic.
Yes.
He told me come in for an ultrasound, and he told me, yeah, you only have a grade 2, and I was like, oh my god, thank God.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I got away lucky with that, but I had a lot of like ankle injuries and
When you say football, soccer or rugby?
Soccer.
Okay. Yes.
Soccer. You Aussies, man, come on, it's football. It's football. It's not
Football,
soccer.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
Americanize yourselves.
No.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, ACL and MCL
Yeah.
tears are the most common in football.
In multi-directional sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I reckon it's because of the boots. The
Because they
studs.
get stuck.
they get stuck.
The thing is, so there's two ways that you can hurt. When it gets stuck and you turn,
yes,
and when it gets stuck and you slip.
yeah, right,
So one is because the studs get stuck in the ground and
Yeah.
you're trying to move and you make a wrong move and your foot doesn't move with you.
yeah,
But the other one is that the boots don't stick to the ground and they slide away. This is how I hurt.
Okay,
So I wasn't wearing proper shoes. I was wearing shoes with very small studs.
yeah,
And this turf is like, it's synthetic.
yeah, right,
But it's not thick. It's thick, but like it's thick enough to wear those bigger studs.
yeah, yeah,
And this one got stuck. I turned.
Yeah.
This one slipped, and this knee went that way.
oh no,
And I heard. And the weirdest part is what I'm telling everyone because I'm repeating this story
Yeah.
like 100 times.
yeah,
The worst part of it was I was falling, and I realized, oh, I'm gonna fall, and then I hear just after like 2 seconds, like it was a very very prolonged pressure,
yeah,
and then
And
I heard the
click.
pop, which is why I was sure it was a full tear
yeah,
because you're putting it through so much pressure,
yeah,
and then you can hear it and
Yeah.
feel it. You're like, okay, nah, for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
You just know, hey,
But this is saving me a lot, to be honest.
yeah,
I have patellar support and I have a brace on each side, so it's kind of replacing my MCL for a few more weeks.
yeah.
But
That's
I'm
good.
but I'm back to training.
You're
doing this happened like a week ago,
Oh, okay.
but I'm already on the bike.
Oh, you're doing
doing
your
some
rehab
squats.
and
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
good.
I'm gonna do my rehab with Milos.
Oh, perfect.
Milos.
Yeah,
He's good,
he
he's good.
looked after me.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Good, and you're in good hands.
I'll be in good hands for sure.
Yeah.
So what I also want to talk about is, so in Malta, we have a lot of some foreign athletes coming to Malta who are with Maltese descent,
Yeah.
when they're not homegrown
Yeah.
and all these, it's a slight controversy,
Yeah.
No,
for sure.
but your ties to Malta, because we've only had this conversation once.
yeah.
Where do they stem from?
So my dad's grandma, grandpa,
Yeah,
so my nanu and nana,
yeah.
they're from Rabat
Mm-hmm.
in Malta, and they grew up there as farmers.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So.
So pure Maltese.
Pure
then.
Maltese, yeah. And I think when they were 16 or 17, they got offered to go to Australia
Okay.
to work. And
Yeah.
back then, I think it was very popular.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of
like-
Maltese were going to Australia back then.
Australia,
Yep.
Canada.
Yep.
So they had that opportunity to leave and make, a living in
Mhm.
Australia. So my grandpa and grandma moved to Australia in Melbourne,
Mhm.
and my nanu, he worked as a labourer,
Okay.
which is like someone who just like,
Manual labor.
manual labour.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he was working on the Story Bridge in Brisbane.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah. And had my dad there
Okay.
in Brisbane,
Mm-hmm.
and then and then raised the family in Australia on the Gold Coast.
Right.
But yeah, my grandma and grandma are from Malta, and I've kind of just like been really close with my dad's side of the family.
I see. Okay.
I'm still I'm close with my mum's side as well.
Mhm.
But my dad's side, like they're in Australia, like I see them all the time.
Yeah.
Uh,
That sounds very Maltese of them.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
my
Keeping the family close, making sure that everyone's still talking,
exactly.
seeing family constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Australia's massive, right?
Yeah, I know.
So my uncle lives in Sydney,
Mm-hmm.
which is like 1,000 kilometers away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he'll always fly every year, Christmas
time. Yeah.
to see Nana and like all the family and
I
stuff
see.
like that.
Okay.
And and it's always been like close ties with like my dad's side of the family, and my nanu, like they wanted to always see me like compete at the highest level,
Okay.
and whether that being Australia or Malta, they were like always so proud. But I feel, especially with my nana, she really wanted me to like
Yeah.
represent Malta.
Peer pressure, didn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, like they always just wanted what's best for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think making that decision to transfer,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, is this what I really want? Like I prolonged it for quite a bit, like
Yeah.
making the decision. Like I
Mm-hmm.
could have easily made the decision and competed as like one of the best in under 23s European. Like, you know how Europeans have
Yeah.
the under 23s.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, I want to be for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And when I made the decision, I got like my citizenship.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
like kind of like just after COVID.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Got my citizenship, and
Wow, 4 years already.
yeah,
Wow.
I know. Got my citizenship, got my passport,
Mm-hmm.
and that year, I think, 2021, I was like, I'm gonna go to Malta, like on my own,
Wow.
and that's like when I met like all you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like so foreign, like I had no, like I was like gonna be traveling by myself,
Yeah.
the other side of the world.
You didn't come with Maddie?
No.
No,
just,
wow.
Just me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Was that the first time you came to Europe?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And my nana's sister, so my nana's, like all her family, they all live in Malta.
Okay.
She was the only one that moved to Australia.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she like was so sad when she moved because she missed it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's been like back and forth 7 times
Mm-hmm.
within the I think 40-50 years. But yeah, she loves Malta.
7 times in 50 years.
I know it doesn't sound like much.
No,
Hey,
no.
yeah,
No, no.
but it's actually such a long trip, 40 hours.
I know. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus, 2
Yeah.
days flights.
Yeah.
No chance.
So yeah, it's a big thing to go from Australia to Malta. 3 flights. Yeah. But I stayed with my nana's sister. I call her Auntie Grace.
Auntie Grace.
Yeah.
That sounds Maltese as well.
And she is... Yeah. And she, like, is the most Maltese person I know. Like, she's from Hazarbuch.
Yeah.
And her husband is Joe. He doesn't speak any English, just Maltese.
Oh, fantastic.
And he's a farmer.
Yeah.
Still a farmer.
Those from Zabuch are people from Zabuch are all farmers,
Oh,
Maltese
really?
speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Purest Maltese as well.
Exactly. So I was with them for 6 weeks while I was here in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole experience was to embrace the culture.
Yeah.
And I felt like really a part of like Malta, like when I got like when I was like living with her,
Yeah.
obviously having all the food made, like
You like Maltese food?
Yeah, it's good.
I love Maltese food so much.
And it always, like, I'd always finish and there'd always be more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
They cook.
if there's no more food, there'll be ice cream.
Yeah.
There's no more ice cream, there'll be fruit.
The non-knit will make sure that you have ice cream. Full bellies for sure.
Exactly. So no, I felt really like connected, and I was like, okay, next year I want to like come back, but like live, like proper live. and I was like to my wife, Maddie,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we're gonna move to Malta, and she just was like, okay.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
she just finished her degree. She's a midwife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad told me.
Yeah, and she pretty much put her like job pretty
Yeah.
much on hold to follow like my dream of like becoming a
Wow.
professional athlete,
Wow.
which is like huge, and I don't think I could have done it without her, honestly. And yeah, it's been such a cool experience. Like last year, getting to travel, compete, train as a professional athlete, and I mean, we had the best funding that Malta's ever had last year
Yeah.
in lead up to the games.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. Like, plus I like had a lot of backup, from like my previous job,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like all good.
What was your previous job?
So I was
Because
working.
I know you as professional athlete.
Yeah, I know.
Trains, does not chill.
Yeah. But it's funny because I'm a real chill person.
Yeah.
But like I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was doing many things in Australia. So I was during COVID, I was doing my Bachelor of Education.
Okay.
Because I wanted to become a teacher, and
Mr. Jared.
yeah, Mr. Jared. But that soon was too much for me personally.
Uh-huh.
Like I know a lot of people that do training, study, and work.
Yeah.
But for me, I was just like, during COVID, I didn't have to work, and we were still getting paid from the government. It was insane. It was so good, actually. It was just free money. But I was studying and training, and it was chill. Like, it was a good combination.
Yeah.
But as soon as that stopped and everything started opening up again, I had to go back to work. I had to study, and something like, if it wasn't like running was doing well, it was like work or it was studying. I just couldn't juggle the three, and I know people can juggle three, and kudos to them. But for me, I felt like I just could only manage two really well. And I was doing relief teaching.
Okay.
So
What's
it's
that
like relief teaching's like going into schools and just helping with like little things.
Okay.
Like around the school. So like if they're like, say, teaching like math or something, you just be the supervisor
Okay.
and just like help
Help the teacher kind of
yeah
calm down the kids.
yeah exactly.
Or like, okay.
So it's like pretty chill, and you didn't have to think too much. And then I did PE as well.
Okay.
And I'd do that on my own, and I loved that. That was fun. But again, I was like, okay, this is like holding back my running. Like I was getting to a really good level.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like
What was your PB when you were
doing that?
Yeah, during that time, like
It was like 150.
Yeah, you were okay. You were
Like
already
it was
there.
still like pretty good, but it wasn't like professional level. Like where you can like start getting contracts and like
Yeah.
obviously progressing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, when I moved to Malta, like I like saved all this money, and I was like, when I moved to Malta, I want to like train as a professional.
Okay.
And then I during that year when I stopped my work, I ran 148,
Yeah.
146, 146, and then went to Germany,
Yeah.
ran 146, and I was like, okay, we're on a roll.
Yeah.
And just having the less pressure of like not having to worry about work, but just train as an elite level. And like, because my schedule, I'll train twice a day, every day pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, mornings will be like,
So you're funding yourself at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Wow.
I was just funding myself just to become professional.
Wow.
And I think like many people look down on it
Mm.
because it's like, but like, what else are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. Like,
That's always a question.
yeah,
What
it's like
comes after sport?
You're crazy. What's after sport? And it's like, in this sport, in track and field, you've got not many years. Maybe 4 best years.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, done. That's it. And 4 years goes so quick.
Yeah.
Like 3 years has gone so quick from when I got my citizenship
Yeah.
to now. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's only been a year.
Hmm.
And now that I'm 26 now,
Yeah.
and I've got probably 3 like really good
Peak
years.
years.
Peak years, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got like 20 years of doing what the heck you want to do. Like, if you want to do, you know,
You could
you
go
can
back
go
and
back
study.
back into study. It's like you've got all the time in the world, but in athletics, you only got a short amount of time. And when you think like that, it's like, okay, what can I do now? Like, like I had to hustle. Like, I really had to hustle to get to the point to fund myself.
Yeah. Oh, fucking yes.
Yeah.
Obviously. Jesus.
So, but now I'm doing work where I can kind of work online. So I do like content stuff
Yeah.
and create content for like brands, and they pay me in that way. And it's just, I don't know, a way to just like have enough to like survive and do what you want to do.
I mean, okay, you get a few extra, you know, like probably enough to pay a flight per month, right?
Exactly.
Stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Just enough to like do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's been really good, like, for me, because I love doing that sort of stuff. And I've like always loved creating.
Yeah.
And I think in the future, if I don't want to continue teaching, I probably want to do.
What was that?
That was a massive bang.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if I don't want to do teaching, I probably want to do something like in the creating market, whether it's like creating for like big brands or creating my own brand. Which
Jared is drippy as fuck. I'd buy your clothing line
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, but also like in the makes of like writing a ebook.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's just pretty much about my journey from being injured, not being able to walk, to being able to compete at the highest level in Europe and
Yeah.
still be somewhat competitive.
Yeah, I'm excited to read that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're talking about like injuries and stuff like that, get you down to a level where you're like doubting a lot of things. Like, you know, I mean, all of us have the same instinct when it comes to an injury. When am I gonna run again? So I can kind of relate. Obviously not on the same level, but it is really daunting, you know, going
Yeah.
through injuries. And I mean, in my case, I had an injury almost every year. I was always pushing myself a lot, and I would kind of sometimes ignore some pains, like some lingering pains, and then it ends up being something a little bit more.
Yeah.
How many times, like, have you this? I know this is your biggest injury, but
Yeah.
like, were there any other points like during your career and stuff where, fuck, it's another hurdle I have to go over?
Yeah. I think like I'm like the same with you. I've had so many injuries like that I had to deal with. Obviously not as significant as the injury
Yeah.
that I've gone through, but yeah, definitely like a lot of hurdles to jump over to get to where I am. And I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is to really listen to your body, because you can easily just shrug it off
Yeah.
as like, and especially with our athlete mentality, it's like, oh, it's just like a little niggle. Like we all go through little niggles. And
Yeah.
I'll
We can
just
get
keep
over
pushing,
it. Yeah.
keep pushing. But really, like, you're at a breaking point, and like I've learnt to just like, if I have to miss one day off, I've like trained, you know, years and years I've built up, and if I have to take one day off because I'm sore, I'll take that day off rather than taking 3 weeks off because I didn't take
One day off.
Yeah, one day off to recover, or 2 days off. You know?
I tell that to my athletes as well.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell them. It's better that you miss today instead of missing, 2 months.
Weeks, yeah, 2 months, yeah.
2 months, I mean, I don't really struggle with my athletes who, want to keep pushing.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. I'm a hard coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have a lot of athletes who like try to hide their pain from me because I think they're scared of my response.
Yeah, right.
Which, what you're injured again, like getting angry at them for being injured.
Yeah.
But when you're a bit older, when you're more mature, and when you're at a certain level of athletics, the coach athlete relationship needs to be a bit stronger. You need to be able to tell your coach, like, listen, give me a day off. I'm dying here.
Oh, 100%.
So your coach, he coaches you online.
So when I'm in Australia, I obviously go training. Like at the center and stuff and training, but it's just online communication. So I mean, it's a big trust thing because you can easily just
miss a session.
Miss a session. And
is it difficult to train alone?
Oh, so tough. But mentally, you become so strong. Like, it is... Like, you saw me run 148 solo at Nationals.
Yep.
Like, I don't think I could have ever done that.
Yeah.
But, like, mentally, I was just like, I've done this in training. Like, I've run at paces like this at training by myself. Why can't I do it here?
Jesus Christ.
And it just, like, proves that, like, if you're mentally tough, you can go out the front and lead, and you don't need, like, a pacemaker or anything. You can just do it.
I know for a fact you have the strongest mental state of any athlete I've met, for sure. I've seen, my dad was telling me when you were in Rome, you had a session, and he was telling me, bro, Luca,
I love your dad.
He's a monster. And he was telling me about some sessions you did in form. You're doing, I don't know how many, like hundreds of runs running at, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No, it was so good to, I don't know, I think me and your dad bonded a lot.
Yeah, he told me he was having a great
Rome,
time.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, once you posted a story on Instagram, and you took a photo of the hill, and I was like, there's no way he's doing this hill in August. No way.
Yeah.
It's a Friday morning.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure if I'd call it like punishment or anything like that, but I was like, I need to like get stronger. I'm just gonna throw some hills instead of just doing strides, just to like, get the body moving.
Fucking genie. Oh my! I could never do that. I tried, but no way.
Yeah.
No way. I think it is a little bit of a Maltese thing though, like because you were saying your grandma when she left Malta.
Yeah.
She always wants to go back. She always missed it.
Yeah.
Always missing home. This is like a really a Maltese issue, because we're the smallest island in Europe.
Yeah.
So everything is within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like even Bujibba to here is like a 25-minute drive.
Yeah.
to us, it's like a long drive. To the rest of Europe, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going over to like my friend's house who lives 25 minutes away. Like it doesn't
like,
mean much.
Yeah, it's like
so
I've passed like 10 suburbs.
exactly. So like we have everything so close, so easy. A lot of us don't move out of our parents' house until like we're in the late 20s.
Yeah.
Because it's just, well, one, it's not worth it. Two, like you're probably just gonna move like 5 minutes away anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well save the money and stay with them,
Yeah, no, for sure.
So then there's always the conversation of like, why don't we have Maltese athletes who train in the Maltese system and leave and stay? Like Jeremy, for example, he's there in the in USA in Auburn.
Yeah.
He's training well, and he's living there, and it's not a problem for him to adjust. But it's happened so often where people go and they just come back for the same reason. I missed home. Yeah. I got homesick. Yeah. And like all these things, and I think it kind of translates as well to like the training groups and stuff. Like me, I think I've trained alone. Of my whole career, I trained alone. The last 4 years, I was training because I was the only hurdler. Yeah. And I do kind of feel alone in that situation because even your coach has like 20 other athletes to take notice of, and so like I'm just saying how like you as an athlete and stuff being able to train alone is such a sign of like mental fortitude that Maltese athletes, I feel, some lack, unless you're so keyed in. Yeah. You have to be so exceptionally focused. Yeah. With no distractions. Yeah. Like at all.
It's a tough thing.
It's so difficult. It's
like
so
I still like have those doubts like in my head, like I'd die to have a training partner or like a few guys that I can run with. Yeah. And for me, like it does help, but the thing that I really like about training with people is like the community. Yeah. And like, just having banter with like your friends and stuff. Yeah. But then when you get to like a certain level, like it's only been like the last 2 years for me. You get to this certain level and you're like, I've got to reach this goal, and like I've got to place myself
in the best
position to like succeed. And I've noticed that when I'm training by myself, it's like a training session mentally to try and like build that resilience to
achieve that goal.
Exactly. And then if I'm training with training partners, it's like a privilege. And you end up training so much better because you're like, I'm not going to take this for granted. Yeah. So last year I was training with this person called Guy Leamonth. He runs a 144. He's gotten into the Commonwealth Games, World Champs, all this stuff, and has done pretty well. Wow. And I was training with him, and at this point I didn't even run my PB 146.5, but I was like, if he's run 144, I'm keeping up with him in training sessions. Why can't I run that? And when I ran that, had my season opener and ran 146 in Germany, I was like, let's go. We're on for 144 the next few races. Yeah. So like, I had that belief that like having a training partner and training with them and being able to keep up, I was like, I can do this as well. And I still believe that I can run like 144. It's just going to take time. Yeah. And building this massive base will help because I didn't really have a base.
Base of what? What do you mean?
Like a base training.
Oh well, shit. Yeah, I know, but it's a different situation.
So
it's a different situation.
But yeah, like the mental side of things, like training solo by myself, really helps with the mental training side of things. And guess like
Takes a lot of discipline as well.
yeah. I mean, it takes a
Man,
whole lot of
bro.
discipline, but
I can't go without a beer.
yeah.
I need a beer.
Do you have one?
I don't have a beer.
Man, I'm so thirsty for one. I've been craving one because I haven't had a drink for like a beer
Yeah.
for like just after my injury. I was like I'm gonna make like a little contract to myself.
A year?
No beer.
Oh my god, a year.
Yeah. Or I don't think it. Oh yeah, it would have been actually a year now.
Yep,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. So.
Oh, we would have broken it on the year. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like, it's been like really. I'm not that much of a drinker, but like I do love like just sitting in the sun while it's
Cheeky
in the
pint.
afternoon.
With a cheeky pint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like. I think it's like universal everywhere. Like
Yeah.
everyone loves doing that.
Everyone knows that. it's a super guy thing. Just
Yeah,
silence, silence, shades, hat, beer,
Yeah.
life. Oh my god.
I have to do that this summer. Golden Beach.
Oh my god. I'm there.
Yeah.
We can go to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like a quieter beach.
Hmm.
I like
You like Gozo?
Gozo's amazing.
Gozo's great.
I love like Gozo's.
Was that the first time you went?
Second time.
Second time.
But like I love that place. Like it's so underrated.
Yeah.
I don't know why people talk crap about it. Like Maltese. They
Oh no,
don't
we love Gozo. We just make fun of Gozatins.
Oh, the dolphins. Okay, yeah, gotcha. It's not.
I
not
can
the place,
I can
but-
explain why, but like
Yeah, right. Yeah, they get offended if you call them Maltese. Hey.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
But yeah, I love the place. It's so relaxing. More relaxing. Like Malta's relaxing, but that's like a whole nother
No,
level.
I more whenever I go to Gozo, I'm as relaxed as I'll ever be.
Yeah.
It's the best. It is the best.
My favorite place is Schlendi.
Schlendi, yeah.
Oh, it's so relaxing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Me and Federica went there for her birthday. We tried to go camping
Yeah.
and we spent a whole day like going around Gozo
Oh,
and
it's beautiful.
it's amazing. And
Yeah.
every time we go north side, so like we go to Meliha and
Yeah.
Adira, Golden Bay and,
Yeah.
and whatever, we're always just quiet in the car,
Yeah.
driving and just looking like, wow, look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
It's
the-
amazing.
I always have this thought in my mind that this is like Malta to me. When I think of Malta, I think of, you know, the valley with the trees and the hills and beautiful beaches and like this old style countryside, small towns and
Yeah.
stuff. It's amazing. Gozo
Yeah.
is impeccable.
Like I think Gozo is very similar to like Master Scala, Master Schlock. Like that vibe. Like it's a
yeah.
lot more quieter
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
chill. And like I just enjoy being in those environments. You know, actually, when I first came to Malta,
Yeah.
obviously I was living in Hazabuj. Or do you say Hazabuj or do you just say Zabuj?
I mean, it's called Hazabuch.
Yeah, but everyone just says Zabuj.
yeah, you can say Zabuch. I think everyone would understand when
Yeah.
we lower the speed, so it's not loud.
And my
Yeah.
cousins, because I've got, so my auntie,
Yeah.
my nana's sister, her kids,
Mm-hmm.
so grandkids,
Yeah.
they're about like 18, 19.
Okay, my age.
Yeah, and they're like really cool. They love like going out like in the summer and stuff.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, when I came, they took me to Lapsi.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like I was like, this is insane how beautiful this is.
Yeah.
And we were like jumping off that like cliff,
Mm-hmm.
that little cliff there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was just so fun. It was like one of my key like summer memories of Malta when I first came.
I'm glad you're enjoying.
Yeah, and I
Enjoying
had the
Malta.
best tira.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Hobbs Bezait.
yeah,
Yep.
so good.
Top shit.
Mm.
It's so good. But dude, did you think of where you were gonna live when you came to Malta? Why did you pick Pujipa? You know how far it is from here.
Well, so so we were thinking, where do we want to live? Well, it's technically like on that border, Bajiba and St. Paul's Bay, but it on our address it says St. Paul's Bay.
Ah, okay.
But I technically say Bajiba.
Okay.
But it is what it is. I was like wanting to live near the beach. That's
Okay,
literally like I was like, if I'm moving to Malta for like a long time, like 10 months,
Yeah.
I was like, I need to be like 30 seconds away from the beach.
Okay.
Looking in Slima, St. Julian's, I was like, bruh, these prices.
Did you see Marsa Scala though?
No, I didn't. Yeah. Like I was, but
Best place.
yeah,
Best place in Malta.
I
I'm saying it.
stayed there Airbnb for a few nights. And it was amazing. Like
Yeah.
I love the vibe there.
Amazing. I love Marsa Scala.
But I was like, oh, I want to be near the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't decided, and we were just like 1 month out to moving to Malta. We booked our tickets, but we have no clue. Pardon me.
Where
have
you
no
gonna stay?
clue where we're gonna stay. So, my nana was like, "I'll help you find a place," and her husband's brother has a place, a holiday place that he
Okay.
just rents out, and he was like, "You can like stay there," and we're like, "Why not?" Like,
Great.
great, and it's literally 1 street away from the beach.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, we go to like the beach every day. Like we'll go today and just
Oh.
chill out just because we can.
Good. Oh my
And
god.
like it's perfect for me and Maddie because like our time it's so like condensed where like I'll have training.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have much time,
Yeah.
but it's so cool that we can just walk 1 minute, spend
Yeah.
an hour, walk 1 minute back home, and we've had like time in the sun, beach, relax,
Oh my god.
and like not have to drive, look for a park, and all this other stuff.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
I see
And
that.
it's just
that-
stress free, and like it's like last year we we're like, okay, that was really cool, like living so close to the beach. We'll probably go again next year.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's been so good. Like it's so far from the track. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like I wish the track was a bit closer, but I mean, there's always got to be something. Hey.
We take what we can get.
Yeah,
No.
take what we can get. So,
Mhm.
and no one lives in the north. At the track, no one lives at the north.
Yeah. No.
Why is
No.
that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, is it because
Let me think about this.
like I was trying to think, except Shandru, he lives in
Yeah.
Maliha.
Chandra got that cash though.
Oh, true. Is it more? But I feel like it's not super expensive in the north.
No, but I don't know. I have to think about it because
Yeah.
now that you mention it, the only person I know who might be living in the north or will be living in the north is Luke.
Bazina.
Oh no, that's St. Julian's. Never mind. You see? I don't know. I don't know anyone from Meliha or like Bujiba or anything.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's true. It's strange.
Like, I don't know. I just like.
He's gonna come in and check. Watch. All right. Ewa. All right. Ewa. All right. Thank you.
Is that the groundskeeper?
Yeah, that's my child.
Yeah.
Cause I have the key
Oh yeah.
for the room.
Yeah.
You know. So he's probably gonna lock up or something.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep it with me.
Yeah.
Just remember I have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Interesting that yeah, no one lives in the
No,
north.
I live like what 10 minutes away.
Okay, not far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
But
far at
is
all.
it like because everyone lives like close to their families or lives with their family? and like a lot of families like to live, you know, in the middle almost of Malta.
So, I mean, like the Malta's dynamic of like family and stuff is, yeah, we do live together. I think I live in Msida Birkirkara,
Oh yeah,
which is the highest percentage of people live there.
I know a lot of people that live in.
So
yeah.
so, and it's not far from here at all.
Yeah.
I mean, in Zabuch, you could use the St. Dorothy's track, and
Yeah.
I know Malia have a sports club,
Yeah. Right.
and there is a track there.
yeah.
So
Wait, in Maliha,
yeah,
is there?
there's a strip. There's like 200 or 300 meters or something.
Oh, it's for the public, that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been there, but I've seen it on like Google Maps, and I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I'd never train there.
Oh my god. But yeah, it's a good point you're making. There's no sports infrastructure there at all.
Yeah.
Now
that's
that
true.
I
That's
think
true.
about it.
Yeah. That's pretty true.
But but yeah, what is it I want to talk about? Well, I mean, now season's over.
Season's over. Yeah.
Season's over. You're not gonna do any more races, no?
No more races. I was thinking of doing one for just like fun, but
Okay.
now I'm having the 10 days
I
completely off.
want to see you do 100.
You want to see me do 100? Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm curious. I'm super curious. Would you go sub 10.8?
sub 10.8. Well, the thing is, I'm not good out of blocks.
Mm.
If it was a flying
Okay,
100,
flying, yeah.
If it was a flying 100, I reckon, like I kid you not, I reckon I could be competitive with the top guys.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that now.
Yeah. Like I always like to like my like top end speed's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like the
Well, you kind of have to have that as well in the 800.
yeah. Yeah, you got to have the speed.
Yeah.
But like the start's not really that important like in the 800.
Yeah,
Like,
no, yeah.
you can be a good starter, but like you've still got like 700 meters of like
Yeah,
running. So
of chance.
yeah, I feel like if it was a flying 100, I reckon I could be
Whoa.
competitive.
We're
maybe
shouting 10.5s, what?
10-4.
What? Oh my god, that's cool. All right.
10-4, maybe even a 10-2.
Don't tell Beppe that.
Yeah. I want no, I actually was saying to Beppe, we should have a 300-meter race, me and him. To see
That's
who's
cool.
quicker.
That's cool.
Because I still reckon even with blocks, he would get me in the 200.
Yeah.
But in blocks in a 300, I reckon like I'd be competitive. Because I've run like a 47 for the 400 in blocks. But like I've done like flying 400 46. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, in blocks maybe in a 300, I reckon I'd like to say I'd be able to do 33.
I'm reminding you, there's Graham in that conversation as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's got 33.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my god, bro! I would watch that. I'd
Yeah.
so watch that.
yeah. Well, gotta set it up sometime.
Holy shit, that's cool. You're coming down from the longest sprint. Because 800 is a
800,
sprint.
Yeah, it is a sprint. Yeah.
800 is a
Yeah,
sprint.
Yeah.
Beppe going up from the 200.
Yeah.
Graham coming down from the 4.
4. Yeah.
Man, I'd pay to watch that.
Yeah.
That'd
That'd
be
be
cool.
interesting.
That'd be really,
Yeah.
really cool.
Gotta
Alright.
set that up.
For sure.
Yeah. Get a few people to come. Try and get like Chisk sponsoring the event.
Easily. Then do a beer mile.
Do a beer mile. Yeah. Imagine doing a beer 100. Like sinking like 10 beers.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
maybe not 10,
Listen,
but like 5.
let's be honest. We've all done it. We've all done a beer 100.
Yeah. Like,
We've all sank 10 beers and sprinted to the car.
yeah. Oh man, that just reminds me of like New Year's, like when I was like young and rowdy, like
Young and rowdy.
Yeah. when I was in my like teenage years. Like just like absolutely like drinking like alcohol like water pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, it was not good for me. But would have like races, like road races, where like it'd be a street.
Mm-hmm.
You'd run from one end to the other, and like whoever wins has to no, sorry, whoever loses has to buy the person a drink.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. Like,
Oh my god.
'cause
Is that where you realized that you became a sprinter?
oh no, actually, I actually started sprinting. Like my background, a sprinter.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
like I was doing like 2,
Yeah.
4, and sometimes the 100
Okay.
as a
alright.
like teenager.
When did you start training track?
When I was training or just like running?
No, like as in like when you started training like as a sport, like you know, how did you get introduced to it? When did you
Oh,
start?
okay. Yeah, so do you have little athletics here?
Yeah, we have kids, yeah, like kids athletics. Yeah.
So I started that when I was 12,
Okay.
and I was just doing it for fun, purely. I did a lot of other sports beforehand. But yeah, I did little athletics in Australia when I was 12. And I just loved it. Like, it was so fun doing all the events. And one of the coaches was like, oh, you should train with us. And this was like probably when I was like 13, the next year, to like start training. And he was like, oh, you've got a lot of potential to like be a good sprinter. You're really boundy. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Like, you've got really good bound. And then I did like a whole 180 turn because I ended up doing like cross country.
Oh yeah. We all did cross country.
Yeah, and I was like actually pretty decent at cross country. And another coach was like, you should come do cross country training. Did a whole year cross country, or not year, sorry, 6 months in Australia of cross country training. Went to track and I was so fit.
Wow.
Like, I was fit, like, because cross country is 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing the like 800, 1500, it felt like like nothing.
Wow.
So I was doing really well in those events, and everyone was like, you should probably train for
Train to those, yeah.
Yeah. And it's because I had that massive base training.
Okay.
Cross country is like base training. And then the speed that I had, the natural raw speed, it was like perfect for like 800, 1500.
Fucking wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But I still wanted to become a sprinter. I love sprinting. Like, that's the one thing I love doing is like sprinting. But I was just not quick enough in the Oz scene to be at national level.
Was your sprinting's high now?
Oh, it's very high. Like, at the end of high school, I ran like 10.9 in blocks.
Wow.
And it was still not good enough. And I was like, oh, this is like really like tough, because I wanted to do sprinting. Like, not 100, but like maybe like 200 or something like that. But yeah, you can go on the old archives and see me sprinting.
Oh my god.
If you go back to like 2014?
14.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was I doing at 2014? I was running 13.2.
How old were you?
I was 12.
Wow.
I was running 13.2.
Yeah.
Man. You're making me think about my career now.
Really?
Yeah. I did A to Z.
Yeah.
You know, I did pole vault as well.
Really?
Yep.
That's the one event I didn't do.
I was doing pole vault.
Yeah. I've done every event except pole vault. And every event that I did, the specific person, like, that would watch me do these events, they'll be like, oh, one coach was like, you jumped 770. Long jump.
What?
Yeah.
You jumped 7.7?
Yeah, in high school.
No way.
Yeah, year 12. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, you should be a long jumper.
And 180, what was it? 185
Wow.
high jump.
Wow.
Like, I had the springs
Damn.
and speed. But it didn't really interest me that much.
Jesus Christ, 770, bro.
Yeah.
Damn. To be honest, I was just about to ask you about like what plyometrics you do in training, if you do plyometrics.
Yeah, well...
You're probably a bit careful because of the foot now, though.
Yeah, I did a lot of plyometrics, actually, like, last year.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, it's more, like, depending on how the foot... If it's, like, too tight, like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to risk it.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing a lot of, like, massage therapy and stuff for it?
Yeah, so I got, like, the scars still there
Okay.
from it. So, it does get, like, tight. So, I have to, like, massage the scars to just, like... So, the foot's not so tight.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I can still run quick. It's just the next day it's like, oh, my foot's tight. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. You deal with it.
I had a lot of foot injuries when I was training.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had one big injury when I was like 15. I was playing handball. This guy pushed me while I was in the air, and the way I landed on this ankle with all my weight, and I just hear. I heard at least all my ligaments snap around the ankle. It was freaking huge, and not only was it huge, like for a day, it was like 4 months.
Yeah, that's the worst ligaments
of swelling and no strength. I couldn't walk. It was. I had to muster it up because I had my O levels, my exams, and I had to do the track practical and the handball practicals and all these things.
Yeah,
I'm just there with this. I had to go to the hospital, get it super braced up with like tight tape just to be able to use it.
It's crazy. Like, I've noticed, like, your feet are so important.
Yeah. I think I realized that a bit too late.
Yeah. Like, I've just, like, noticed, like, how important your foot is, and how quick you can lose muscle.
Yeah.
Like, like you said, like, you're losing muscle because you couldn't walk, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, like, I couldn't walk.
How long was it? 6 months?
Yeah. And, like, but for the first 2 months, I was, like, in bed every day. I couldn't actually get up because there was pins sticking out my foot.
Yeah.
Couldn't have a shower. And the worst thing was, like, Maddie, she had to put an injection in my stomach, in my ass, like literally just everywhere, like, every day.
For what?
Blood clot.
Whoa.
Because I couldn't move.
Damn.
And that was the worst thing. Like, I freaking hate needles, even though I've got, like, tattoos everywhere. But I hate, like, big injections, and she'd, like, have to, like, stick it in enough, and then, to put it in. I don't know what it's called, but, like, it's for blood clots.
Okay.
So,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That's true.
Yeah, and it was
because you're sitting around for 2 months in a chair with your legs up.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know, it was so depressing at that time, but yeah, got through it.
Yeah. Did you we talked about it a bit before, but just, you know, for the audience and stuff to know, like, about your like mental health journey with the injury and stuff.
Yeah, so that was probably, like, one of the hardest things mentally for me, like, in my whole life, not just, like, running, but just everything. Like, I was, like, going through grief really bad. Like, first it was, like, being in denial, like, being like, okay, like, it's gonna be fine, like, I'm not gonna die, like, it's all good. And you're trying to, like, stay positive, but you're actually, like, lying to yourself because it's not actually good. Yeah. Like, what you're going through is crap. But you're trying to be like, no, it's all good. And then after a while, because time, like, is a big cure for, like, you know, going through grief.
Yeah.
And after like a few weeks, it was like going through like a bit of like a depressing state where I was like, oh man, like, will I be able to run again? Like I was just like,
you start to become a bit of a realist. You start considering things.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, like, my career's probably over. It's going to take so long to get back. Like, I can't even walk. And like I had like actual thoughts, because I couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
And I couldn't walk, and I couldn't do anything. And I was like, even like Maddie, she had to shower me.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stand, and I had to keep my foot out so it didn't get wet and rusted the pins. So I couldn't swim or do anything. And I was like, this is so depressing and like demoralizing.
Yeah. You feel helpless.
And I usually do all the cooking as well, and yeah, it was so depressing. And I was like having thoughts like, oh, like I want to jump off this balcony.
Oh my god, dude.
But I was so sore I couldn't even move.
We're getting really deep now, dude.
Yeah, but like that's literally what was going in my head. And I was like, this sucks. But then over time, I like kind of was just like had that acceptance of like, okay, like,
fuck it, this is what I'm in.
Yeah. Like we're in this journey now, and I have to like make a list of things to do throughout the day.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
So it started off with just like little things, just like reading like a little bit of a book, doing some like little bit of work on like creating some stuff, like artwork and stuff. And I'll just check through the list of things that I needed to do for the day, and it literally like cleared my mind. Just having like a to-do and just ticking things off throughout the day.
Wow.
And I still even do that now. Like just having, even if it's simple things of like making your bed or like brushing your teeth. I don't know, that's just one thing that's helped me a lot, is just like, if you can tick the small things like that you're doing, you can handle the big things.
Inspirational, dude. No, it's true. I agree. It also keeps you disciplined at times.
100%.
Make sure you're in check. You're not going insane.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So and then I was able to, once the pins came out.
Yeah.
I did all my rehab at
St. James
with Micallef, and it was like the simplest things gave me great joy. Just like, so I obviously couldn't move my toes.
Yeah.
Since the injury that happened, and all the way till this point. And like the first time I moved my toes, it wasn't even like going like that. It was just a twitch.
Yeah.
Like my toes, like I tried moving it, and my brain was like, come on, move your toes. And it was just like a small twitch like that.
Wow.
And I was like, let's go. I was so like pumped just to like see my toes twitch.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it was like,
it's kind of like a bit of a relief because you're seeing yourself get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like just the small things, like I kept having like I talked with Milos what we were doing and stuff, and all the little goals that we wanted to do, and and it ticked them off, and my mental health was going like so well. Doing like such small things.
Yeah.
And then it got me to the point where like I could finally like stand on 2 feet, and I was like, bruh,
we're back on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like so happy to not be in a freaking wheelchair.
Oh my god.
That was so,
I know. I think
so
I think I saw that photo.
Yeah, I hated that.
Of you on the beach in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
In the bay.
Oh
my
man.
god.
But you know what? it'd be so hard to have a disability in Malta.
Uh-huh.
Like I
Uh-huh.
struggled so hard. Like even like getting to places, like there's literally like nowhere to like. There's no footpath or no.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Mhm.
obviously know, but like I
Mhm.
was like, man, it would be rough
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. I mean, on my last episode, I don't know if you saw my post, but it was with this guy Mirko,
Yeah.
and he has this page called Lehnek, which means voices, and it's about the voices of the youth expressing their like needs for change in society and things like
Yeah.
that. And one of the things that I don't think we. Are you kidding? I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. One of the things we is he still calling me? Do not disturb. One of the things that not that we touched on, but one of the issues that always comes up when it comes to like infrastructure in Malta is always pavements, accessibility. How are you going to accommodate for people who are wheelchair bound or who have certain disabilities that make transport difficult for them and stuff?
Yeah.
And it's abysmal.
Yeah.
It is abysmal.
Well, you don't really know until you're in that situation.
As well, it's true.
Like, I wouldn't have cared actually about the footpaths or anything
Mm-hmm.
until I was in the situation of like being in the wheelchair. And
Yeah.
I was like, this sucks. Like, this is really bad.
I can hardly get around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, obviously people who are like able-bodied
Mm-hmm.
and can walk and, have to walk on the road for a little bit, you're like, no stress. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But if you're in a wheelchair or like in crutches or whatever, it's like so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, you have to really like be in that situation to like really feel and
Understand.
Yeah.
I remember talking about this. I remember there was a campaign somewhere. I don't know if it was in Hungary or Poland or something.
Yeah.
They made all the ministers travel around the city in wheelchairs for a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they were like, okay, yeah, no, this is not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen something similar. It was like bus drivers
Mm-hmm.
and truck drivers being on a bike, and it's a simulation of a bus being a meter away
From
the bike.
Oh my god.
and
Yeah.
and it's like scaring the crap out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is what you guys
Put them through.
put them through. Yeah. But they get even closer. They don't give them a meter,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And it like changed so much. Like they end up making the bike lanes
Mm.
bigger and stuff like that. And yeah.
That's how you have to solve some of these infrastructural issues. You have to put people into other people's shoes.
I think that's with
It's
anything.
only- yeah.
Like
Yeah.
anything, even when you have conflict with, literally anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't put yourself in the person's shoe,
Yeah.
you don't know how they feel,
Yeah.
and you'll never agree with them.
Yeah. And you probably shouldn't be what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
As well. So.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to like change something that's,
That's the conversation that Malta's having a lot. So like our roads and stuff. It's difficult to change something that was built like 40 years ago, laid out 40 years ago, and now everyone's like, oh well, this wasn't built for today.
Yeah.
It was built for 40 years ago. So
But you still have to adapt.
yeah, it's difficult to adapt. Malta doesn't like change.
Yeah.
but maybe we will. Maybe we will. I hope so.
Like, I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have like trains to
Yeah.
like my cousin.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm pretty sure they tried doing that, and just
They're talking about it again. They talk about it like every
Yeah.
few years that they're gonna make a tram system
Yeah.
or something.
But
I hope they do.
is it because of like the rock? Like there's nothing to really go under.
Believe me, I have no idea. I think
Yeah.
it's a contractual thing
Yeah, right.
that there's contracts for those taking care of the road,
Yeah.
so it's more worth it for them to, have problems with the road and then
Yeah.
we'll fix it again for this charge and then
Yeah.
oh no, we need to fix it again. Okay,
Yeah, true.
that's
I
it.
mean, you can't put them out of business.
There you go. Exactly. You build a perfect
Yeah.
road and a
Yeah.
perfect system. Then
Yeah.
you go
Take away
broke.
the joints, yeah.
You go broke.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh my. All right, Jared. So what's up for next year? What are we doing next year?
Next year, wow. I haven't even spoken to my coach about this yet, but what I'd love is to make the world champs in Tokyo. I really want to go to Japan so bad. I was like speaking to Maddie, I was like, I want to go to Japan so bad.
Yeah.
This is before I even knew
Yeah.
that the world champs is going to be in
In
Japan.
Tokyo.
And now that it is, I'm like, that's like all my focus. Like I'm going to get to those games and like not just participate, but like I want a podium. Yeah.
Okay.
Like-
all right, Jared.
Like it's like, getting real to that point where I'm like, nah, sick of these games. Like I just want to focus and like really just put everything
Mm-hmm.
into like being the best
Yeah.
in October in Tokyo and podium in those games. And that's a goal, and it seems really realistic.
Mhm.
It's not like oh man, like that would be cool to do that, like a dream. It's like,
Yeah.
no, like
That's gonna happen.
that's gonna happen, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna set out a plan to do it. Whereas like the Olympic dream, like being in this Olympics, it
Mhm.
wasn't like, it literally only struck me 3 months ago
Yeah, that it might happen.
that it might happen. But even then I was like, I'm not even like competing
Mm.
yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be running.
Yeah.
That was like my mindset. So my mindset wasn't, come on, let's train hard and let's get to these games.
Mm.
Because I knew like, I'm not going to be running 144
Yeah.
at these games.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't even had the foundations.
Built, yes.
Yeah. So, but I was pretty happy to finish off running 2 147s, 148 solo and a few 149s
Mm-hmm.
all within 7 weeks.
Wow.
And that gets me excited because, what can I do with the foundation?
And when you're ready.
And when
yeah.
I'm ready, yeah. And I know my mind's there. It's just like
Yep.
my body's just got to get there. To
Sky's the limit, Jared.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, Tokyo is like the big goal. And then there are other goals. Like GSSC obviously is a big one for Malta.
Yeah.
But I won't be trying to peak for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be training right through.
Yeah.
And I want my training, like my in-season training, like where I'm not peaking, to be good enough to still win at
Yeah.
GSSE
Yeah.
kind of thing. And
Yeah.
then I think we got team champs, European team champs as well. It's going to be a big year.
Wow. Another stacked year.
And I really want our Malta to progress to that next level.
Yeah.
Like, what is it, like tier 2?
Yeah, we're in the 3.
Tier 3, yeah. So like bump up to tier 2.
Yeah.
And I think we definitely have a really good squad to do that.
Yeah. We do. Oh, for sure.
Like
For
it was
sure.
so annoying that I wasn't there to like compete at the European team champs last year
Yeah.
because of my injury. But I know that we can do so.
Now you're
well.
confusing me. Are we in 2 or 3? Did we get promoted last year? No.
No, because
No.
I think Ireland and there's a few like really good countries
Oh, it's true.
in tier 3 for some reason. I have no clue.
Because they changed the system now.
Okay.
I think more teams get demoted and promoted now.
Okay, yeah.
So there's more bigger teams getting dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I definitely can see us like
Oh, I can see us doing it for sure.
doing it for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. But that's kind of like what the year's gonna look like. Is just GSSC, European Team Champs, and then all focuses on World Champs.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, Jared.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for this episode. That was episode 11. Stay tuned for more On The Rocks.